So we can go ahead and get started off the rip. Topic of the hand is, how do we appreciate women? I mean, we definitely in an era that appreciation, I feel, is being compared more than it needs to be appreciated, tailored to them. For instance, right? One woman can be, she's appreciated. The man that was with her or the man that's dating her, she realized, or she expressed it like, this is how I feel appreciated. I feel appreciated by a man buying me gifts and spoiling me and this and like that, right? But that's how she says she's appreciated versus when a man actually gives her quality time and energy and effort and acts of services, it may touch her differently, and then her appreciation mechanism may change. So I asked the woman here, is that something that kind of applies to all women, or is it more so a lot of women, depending on their age, does that play a role into how you guys get appreciated?
What want me to do?
Go ahead, Taylor. Oh man, go ahead, Ashley. We can start with you.
Of course, every woman is different, but like for me, it's like it's not gifts. It's the everyday treatment, right? How you react to me when I piss you off, it's gonna happen. I like to laugh and have a good time. I'm a goofy soul. So sometimes it's like, bitch, I'm fucking serious and you're raw, right? And I'm just like, whoa there, cowboy. And you're like, no, I'm not a cowboy. I'm not, and I'm like, okay, type thing. How are you gonna treat me in the moments where you are at your greatest frustration? How are you going to treat me in my moments of my greatest frustration, right? It's the little things that matter. It's not like, oh babe, here's a bouquet of flowers every Friday for me. It's like me showing up and it's like, what? You made me a sandwich? Oh my God. Like, you cooked for me. Like, no babe, it's just a grilled cheese. But it's all good, right? It's just how you treat me.
I think the thing with that though is it's kind of like, I think it's funny how men are appreciated different than how women are. We need little shit makes us ecstatic, but I feel women, it ain't always the little shit. It needs to be compiled shit. A compiled little pile of little shit to add on to here you go. Like I done did cool. Oh my God.
Yeah, for me, it's the day to day.
So you feel like that came about more so from experiencing other men, and you start to realize, you know what, this shit ain't rocket science. I need to dumb down what I actually want to be more appreciated.
No, I mean, contrary to comments that have been made in the past and things of that nature, I just made 26 within the last few months. Mm-hmm. I lost my virginity at 18 years old. I'm a late bloomer, if you will, right? Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a lot of experience out here in these streets. It's just what I like, is what I know.
So that's the thing though. Like, I understand what you have experienced, but even more so now social media and the world plays a role. You've seen is there. So is that still an excuse? Like, experience still without question is the be all teacher?
I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God, they're here. Say it one more time because I got extremely.
She got distracted. Oh yeah, you seen? Yeah. Okay, you seen? Okay. No, I was asking like in regards to what the fuck I was asking.
You said
I was asking more so for you. Experiences like you can see it in the real world. You can see people, women getting appreciated and all this, like all this shit, right? So since you've seen it, but it still doesn't apply because you have to experience it.
That's right. Like that's the crazy part. I've seen people get treated like queens. Has it happened to me yet? No. Will it happen to me? Of course. When will it happen? Who knows?
Gotcha. You know? Okay. Well, I feel you on that. And what about you, Ayana? How do you feel like? What's the best thing, their top thing that makes you feel appreciated as a woman, or a man to do for you? Twin.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I'm multitasking.
Oh, no problem. I was actually like, how do you feel appreciated as a queen? How do you want men to appreciate you?
Sorry, hold on. Okay, maybe come back to me.
I'll come back to you. I see you guys. Yeah. I'll come back to you. What about you, Taylor and Caitlin? Like, we can start either or, but nevertheless, like, how do you feel? What is your top thing that makes you feel appreciated when a man is, dating you, courting you, or whatever like that? In the sense of yourself, as of like in the world, seeing from other women, or you can tailor it to yourself, or you can tailor it to the world. What do you feel is the top thing? How all women, or majority of women, feel appreciated?
Personally, for me, it's like Ashley said, it's the little things. I'm not like a high maintenance female. We're more of a traditional vibe type of woman who can like bring and offer. So for us, it's not always going to be the materialistic, extravagant, big things like a lot of women nowadays want, because we understand where the substance is. We understand what we're actually looking for. And we know it's more to it than just that surface level, oh, big gifts. You know, I think the big gifts, when you want to go spectacular, is for like big things, big events, anniversary, wedding, birthdays, etc. That could be an exception, but it's never like mandatory. I think, like Ashley is saying, if you're just constantly showing me love, you're being your partner, and you're communicating with me and valuing how I feel and valuing things I might like here and there, you surprise me with it. Like, I think that's more of that appreciation and making me feel special is how you treat me every day, especially when you don't see me. What are you doing for me that makes me feel special instead of what are you just getting me? Because it's one thing to get somebody something, but it's another to actually make them feel special, loved, and appreciated. And for us, I think for me and Ashley and Caitlin a little bit, it's more like the little things. Are you gonna, can you cook me a meal every now and then? That'd be great. You know, are you gonna help me clean, fold the dishes, you know, fold the laundry and stuff like that? That's the sluttiest thing a man can do, really.
So if he cook you a meal versus getting you a meal, does it?
That's great. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like, you're putting, I think cooking a meal is amazing because it's more personal. Like, I see you're actually putting that effort in, going the extra mile to make me happy. If you're getting me a nice meal, that's extravagant. I would love that too. I mean, as long as it's something I like to eat, and you know, it's not gonna put a lot on you and you put that back on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you can piggyback off of things I like and impress me in a way that lets me know you're still trying to pursue me or make me feel valuable and special, you're only girl in the world, it's fine. But it's yours.
I mean, for me, mine is more of like the thinking about me. So like it can be flowers. It can be like if you listen to a certain song and you just thought about me and you send it to me, or I mean, you can't, I'm like Taylor, I'm low maintenance. I mean, you can give me a rock, I guess, if that reminded you. I mean, guys don't really buy flowers anymore, which is fine. I mean, it would be nice to get that, but like, it's just the gesture and the thought of it for me at least. And also just like the little words, like little compliments, like randomly throughout the day. That's what like I don't want to like have to like pull it out of you or ask for you to give me like a compliment. I just want you to like, if you like look at me and like, damn, you know what I mean? Like just like the little words. That's what I would.
Gotcha. I was just about to go to you, Reeves. I was just about to ask you in regards to like for yourself, bro, being the type of man that you are and how you treat the women and stuff. What do you feel like is the gap that men can't clearly listen to women when they say that this is how they appreciate it, this is how they sing, this is how they want things? Why do you feel men don't listen to it?
Well, are we speaking from our standpoint or from?
Yeah. Now I didn't switch it. Yeah, I didn't switch it.
Girl. Damn.
Hello. What happened?
I said I didn't switch it now. Now I didn't switch it on the guy's perspective into like, you know, hearing women, it's very easy to show appreciation like that. Why do you feel like what makes the guys nowadays not be able to listen to women and appreciate them or make them actually feel appreciated?
Oh, make them feel that way? Because I feel like there's a divide, you know what I'm saying? Like women want to be equal to men on so many levels, except for when it's time to be held accountable, or it's time to actually be on the same playing field. And so what I mean by that is the expectation is placed on the man to provide these things, to provide, you know what I'm saying, security, to provide protection, to provide a certain lifestyle. You know what I mean? Those are the expectations that are placed on us. So when men are when you have it, when something has an expectation, it doesn't really get appreciated because you're expected to do that. That was what you were supposed, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we have a divide because it's like, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I go get the bacon, bring it home and cook it too? Like, where does the, you know what I'm saying? Where does the disparity come in? You know, so that's why I believe in roles, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a slave or this, you know what I'm saying? You go in the kitchen. No, because it's balanced. Like if she cook, you know what I'm saying? Help clean the dishes, you know what I'm saying? If she washing the clothes, designate a time where y'all fold, you know what I'm saying? Or if you know she doesn't like cleaning the bathroom, I'll do that for you, babe. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just about finding that balance and again, communicating what it is that you guys both like so that, you know, both can feel appreciated and love. That happy wife, happy life crap, that don't fly over here. It's a happy home. You can't go wrong. We both got to be happy.
I mean, it's just duality in that. I agree to that. That happy wife, no, it's we both need to be good for the sanctuary to be happy. See, let me do one. But nevertheless, what about you, Ty, in regards to like, what do you feel is the gap from, how do you feel that women can express themselves and since how to be appreciated, how they want to be seen, and what makes them drawn into a man of staying long term? Where do you feel the gap? How do you feel? What is your perspective on why men are not on that type of time?
I guess I would say a lot of men, I guess they stop the courting, they stop the catching phase, you know.
Do you feel like
After they
men forgot how to court?
No, hell no. I don't think men forgot how to court. I just think that after they court and they finally got what they wanted, they stopped courting. Like they get satisfied, in that kind of respect. So then when you've already set the expectations, kind of like what Reeves was saying, okay, you've already set the expectations of how I thought you was going to treat me, and then now you kind of then got satisfied, and you falling below these expectations, and so I think it's a discrepancy there.
Got you. It's the courtship that's being absent. You feel like because men are losing that, it's more so from bros not like enforcing it on each other. Like, bro, man, treat her right and tell good like that verse. Like, bro, nah, man, do what you got to do to get it in. You feel like that's like the main reason why men don't be courting.
I think it's a combination of everything. I also just think it's a combination of just human nature of being satisfied. Sometimes just being satisfied when you feel like you've gotten into a place of just being satisfied. And then of course, I don't have kids, but I'm sure that, when you have kids, that also plays a role and things kind of slow down and, life happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, life really just happens. And so sometimes, courting is the last thing on your mind. You got bills to pay, you got kids to raise, you got this, you got that. And so sometimes you kind of just get lost in just the everyday struggles of life. And your relationship suffers because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So far as the courting, are we talking about the beginning or towards the end? Like, I mean, the beginning of the relationship, or like once everything is set, or you guys are like official relationship at this point?
Well, it was all the above, because I mean, like appreciating a woman, I feel like that's just a longevity thing. You got to do that at all times. So it's just like the whole span of dating somebody until the point of the ends is like, damn. So
right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going over. So what about you, twin? Since you back in action, you ready to go? Since you got some space, twin. Let's get another woman perspective. In regards to how do you feel woman? How do you feel appreciated as a woman, or even more so, what do you feel like other women, the main comment that I'm there, you all looking for?
Hey, twin. I feel like for me, like I want the flowers once a week. Like I want to feel like you want me. Like it's one thing to tell somebody that you want them, but it's another thing to actually show them and put forth effort. Yeah, like I would love to like go out and like do new things and see new things with my man, and just I don't know, just feel like my man thinks about me to where he's like, planning things and, taking me out or getting me something. I don't care what it is, food, a gift, like anything, or like serving me in some way. Like I feel like I would feel seen if and appreciated if my man did that for me, because I know that I would be doing that for my man as well.
Got you. I think this is gonna probably fuck your head up. I'm curious to know your answer. Like in my previous encounter, right? I feel sometimes appreciation is expected too hard. Or I would say this, like for instance, right, when I'm in a relationship, right, I take care of everything, right? I felt like the appreciation of me doing so much started to decrease. So, deplete, if that makes sense, like in a woman or in a man. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Go ahead.
Like that the person like expects it. and doesn't necessarily like appreciate it in the long run, or is that what you're
So like for instance, like when you date this person versus that person, there's two different appreciation mechanisms to each person because they both bring something different. But whenever you end something with somebody else, there's a level of appreciation they had on a certain category of like, you know, how they hold you down, how they talk to you, like who like you carry on to the next one. You feel like that's a valid thing to do.
So what is your question?
Yeah, I feel like that, like for example, right? That I definitely understand what you're saying. But when that happens, that's when you kind of need to see you're dealing with the wrong type of person. When it is that I'm doing this for you, and you used to be like, whoa, daddy, damn. And then all of a sudden in 2 months, it's like, okay, daddy, fuck, thanks, I guess. It's like, bitch, you an unappreciative asshole. That's, that's totally separate, right? But when you're dealing with somebody, right, and they just like appreciate you for doing you and being you, that should remain constant. But people that become ungrateful is just a character flaw. You're just an ungrateful being. Because when you first meet people, that's, you know how they call it the honeymoon stage, right? Because that's as best as it's gonna get. That's the top notch. Just like when you go in for an interview, you show up, you got the gel on your elbows, your edges laid, you look straight, you on time. But if you 5 minutes early to your interview, that's the best you're gonna give me. So I might not need to hire you because you already 5 minutes late to the interview. So it's only gonna get worse from here. So that's when you have to look and assess people's character.
I'm even curious too, like in a character sense, those people who are, there's different types of people who appreciation, right? Those are people who's appreciation due to the fact that previous times of bad relation, like who like that, this new person like, damn, I'm so appreciative of you because you do so many things right, some of that cool, right? Versus people who so appreciative because that's all they was taught and that's all that they look for and that's all they only tolerate. So which one like you feel is better or which one you feel actually gives more? Is it?
Yeah.
It gives more context of character. Which one you feel?
See,
Anybody can answer too, but go ahead.
I'll be the difficult person and say neither, right? And it's simply because, so I've been in one toxic bad situation, right? That's not my expectation. That even though that's all I have had, I've had nothing but great men a part of my upbringing and involved within my life. So
Would you
I
say
know
the appreciation level, it increased, but also your standards decrease? So ain't that like a tricky thing that one goes down, other goes up, or no?
No, because when I encounter a new wind and it's doing what it's supposed to do,
A new wind.
it's gonna be a great thing, and it's just gonna be like, right type thing. And it's not gonna be because I had something so bad, and it's not, versus so good. I had something so good, and I went from so good to now you're good too, right? It's just a matter of me knowing that I need to appreciate this being for being this great wind in my life.
Gotcha. Anybody got any random questions, any thoughts, any statements? Anybody want to make this up to y'all? It's kind of like a free flow. It's not me kind of running this bitch. It's more so everybody can talk. But nevertheless, since somebody talking, then you got anything you want to say?
Hold on.
Because you said you can resonate with so much.
Well, because so Caleb is like, when you went from a bad relationship to like a better relationship.
Will you be safe, twin?
All right, bye, twin.
Bye guys. Good night.
Okay.
But I was saying that the only reason why I can like really resonate with this because for those that have been attending Treasure Chest, y'all know my last relationship was just shit. Like it was shit. Like I would ask for the smallest things, like let's go take a walk and spend time together and spend that quality time together like that. And his response was like, I'm not a walking nigga. Like that's what his response was. Crazy, right? Anyway, but in regards to like when I met Caleb, like Caleb came out of nowhere type situation. Like it was one of those, like those loves or those people that come out of nowhere and just bless you and you just didn't expect to receive that blessing. Like that is Caleb to me. Like just because I wasn't looking for anything. I was just chilling. I'm just like, well, shit, I just got out of a bad relationship. I got cheated on, like, fuck these niggas. Like, that's how I felt. Like, that's just how I felt. And when, Caleb came along and he's like, oh, you want to take a walk? Like, let's go for a walk. Oh, like picnic? Come on. Like, these are the things that he was doing, and that's just his minimum. And I'm just like, oh, well, shit, I guess I encountered a different guy, a different entity. Like, this is different. So I guess, going from like not the best relationship, and I'm not even gonna say like a crappy relationship, it just wasn't a relationship that served me. That relationship probably will serve somebody else, and it might be perfect for somebody else. And he might be, my ex might be able to really just pour into somebody else because that's their lane, you know what I mean? But that relationship was just not it for me,
Gotcha.
But going into, this relationship, I definitely appreciate it. And honestly, if I'm being real with you guys, it's not even a situation where my appreciation is depleting. It's more so, how do I keep up? Oh
man,
how do I?
I'm like
You know what I
Sonic,
mean?
I'm like
Like,
Sonic over
okay,
here.
well, since he sat there and planned this surprise.
I'm like Sonic.
Anyways, since he planned this surprise date or whatever, well, shit, let me match your energy. Let me go ahead. I got a few $100. I can go ahead and try.
Tasmania.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's like a fun competition, friendly competition. That's how
I'll put on to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to expose to the cute shit. But
Okay.
let me give y'all a secret on the cute shit, right?
Take all the credit.
This is what it is.
Oh my God.
You never experienced it like that. Anyway, it's more so whenever you're with somebody, I'm competitive and how I show my appreciation or love to somebody. So that's how you be some cute shit, just random shit like that. I'm
And
gonna
it
say
can be,
more inspiring or affirmational words than you, like just some shit.
and it
like
can be just small things. Like, for instance, Caleb plays basketball every Wednesday and Saturdays, right? So I know that he's coming home to go shower or whatever. If I know that I just wash clothes or whatever, let me go ahead and put a fresh towel in the bathroom. You know what I
when they
mean?
warm.
Like something, you know what I mean? Like, just something small, like, you know what I mean? Like, Caleb knows that, like, I need certain snacks or whatever. And if he knows that, because, you guys know I'm a diabetic or whatever, if I need a snack or whatever, and if I need him or whatever, he's going to make sure he's there. Like,
we tuned in. But let's switch the gears.
so,
Not to interrupt. Let's switch the
you
gears. Though.
did interrupt. But it's
I don't want to interrupt, but let's switch the
It's-
gears.
it's
We're getting too all lovey with it.
BW, you asked me.
Appreciate it. You went in.
You know?
You wrote a whole book. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next check chapter.
It's excitement, y'all. I'm sorry.
I see she. Nevertheless, I can smell you.
Uh,
Anyways, nevertheless, let's switch to the guys now. And
Alright.
guys, how do y'all feel? How would y'all hope a woman appreciates you? We can start with you, Brian. How do you hope that your woman appreciates you, or woman that you're dating? Well, Zoe, how do you hope that she appreciates you? How do you feel appreciated, bro?
to the phone.
Brian, I know you. Oh, there you go.
It's her just, I guess, being there when I need her to be there. Her
What's an example?
showing, like, being that friend or that person that I can go to and talk to when I feel like I can't. You know how you have that partner or that best friend you normally call on or could call on.
That confidant.
That's how I feel appreciated from her being like that guy best friend, I guess, that I would normally go talk to. Her just doing pretty much all the small things, because I don't really need a woman to do much for me. I just need you to show your love and appreciation. I don't want any flowers or any of that thing, but I'll take gifts or anything just so you show that you love me too. But just the way she talk, I guess, all that, I don't know. It's just, you just know, and even if you can't like break it down or tell other people how, or go into depth about it.
No, I got you.
But she shows us appreciation way more than anybody else. That's why I take her serious more than any other girl that came through or ever came into my life.
Got you.
Because it's just different.
And man, we can definitely identify that for sure. What about you, Reese? How do you feel appreciated, bro? As a man, how would you hope a woman appreciate you?
I was gonna say something about.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'm a chill. I was gonna say love. No, but no, love and affection, man. To I guess go off of what Champ said as well. This that friendship, that camaraderie, like you can feel it. Like, is this something like for a man to just want a woman around, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? So it's a friendship, it's a camaraderie, and last but not least, you know what I'm saying, this the communication and comprehension, because I'm gonna tell you how I like it and want it. You know what I'm saying? So if she's listening to me, then she'll understand, and vice versa, because that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a mind reader. You know, we getting to know each other, and so that's part of it, is communicating and verbalizing. You know what it is that you like and what you don't like, so that we can, get past this. You know what I'm saying, and move on to the next step of understanding.
Gotcha. No, man, that's. I guess I can go after you. I mean, for me, that's just the biggest thing. A woman, a biggest sign of a woman's appreciating me. She listened to my words off the rip. She listened to me constantly. Whenever I give her some gems or whatever I'm talking about, some shit like cool, she's helping me organize my thoughts, or she's making sure she applying some shit. Because the only thing I'm trying to say is some good shit. You know what I'm saying? So I would say listening is like the biggest key, and even more so. I mean, just being a dope ass roommate, the simple things. Like for me, there's not really pressure. If you're gonna live with somebody, right? I don't expect you to take care of me. Bullshit. I take care of myself. But nevertheless, shit, it's like basic roommate skills. Hey, look, if I clean, I'm cleaning for us. If you clean, you clean for us. If you do know you, it's like shit like that. So like when you make shit surface level of like basic survival skills or some basic like living standards, then you start to realize, there ain't really no pressure, and Zena probably tell you what, I mean, anybody who lived with me as a roommate, like I'm like the ultimate roommate. I mean, it ain't really complicated. You're gonna have food, homemade meal all the time. Or we're gonna go out and talk about something. Go ahead, Reese. I see you unmuted yourself.
No, I was just going to go off what you were saying too. Like exactly. Like that's what I was hitting on. Like you just wanted her around, like the opposite sex just wanted her in your space, in your presence. Because me personally, I don't want you to get me gifts. I hate when people give me gifts. I know what cologne I like. I know what my style is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather take the money or something like that and get it
I'm that way
myself. You
too.
know what I mean? But other than that, like it's just the presence. You know what I'm saying? This craving that presence. The individual.
Yeah. I think women need to understand that when a man wants you around, that's a big sign that he obviously appreciates you. Your energy, your efforts, all the shit is very good. What depletes that is when the more you nag or say some shit that he don't want to hear. But you learn it over time.
But also, hold on, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, because I just had a quick
Go ahead, Epiphany.
What?
But okay, men, I remember a long time ago, a few treasure chests ago, that they were saying that men will have somebody around wasting somebody's time and have no intention about you. What is that about? Let's talk about that. Like, because
That's just some fun stuff to do at the time.
Right.
That's it.
I
Was I here?
can't- wait a
Was I
minute.
here?
Whoa.
But you can go off the person intent. You know what I'm saying? Not what he's saying, but the actual action. Like if he like inconsistent, or he not really around. You know what I'm saying? Not putting in that. Because one thing about it, like if a man wants you around, he gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? By his actions, by his energy. Because he excited to see you. He gonna do certain things that he might not even normally do. You know what I'm saying? There's this part of it, but for the most part, he learn on who he is. But
It's
it's this, you bringing a different side of this individual out. You
Please,
know what I'm
before
saying?
you go, what's your take on what's a good number for men? What's your good number of like what gives a woman like an amount for consistency? What would like 4 times, 3 times? What is that to y'all?
what do you mean,
Like
You talking about like intercourse?
a man being no, not
No.
intercourse.
Like a man putting effort to make a woman around, or like when she is around, how he's acting.
Well, I feel like, okay, because in the past, I feel like men gave me a whole fucking facade. Like, I'll go to their house, I'll have things at their fucking house. I'm sitting there going on dates with you. I'll sit there and do all this extra stuff. But then when I sit there and talk to you and ask you, what is this? And you're like, oh, well, I didn't have any intentions. Nigga, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? I've had that happen a few times, and I'm being honest. Like, I don't know if you guys are laughing at Brian or me, but
right.
I didn't see what he said. But anyways, it's just, I've had that happen a few times, and I'm just like, how, when I started, like when that happened, like the last time for me, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and tread lightly.
So are
Because
we talking marriage or relationship, or just a relationship? Like, are we talking like
it's
are
just
you
it's the dating into a relationship.
It's like whenever you get to go ahead. Ashley.
Yeah, because Ashley's been holding it, and I know she.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like to interject and disrupt, but I want to make sure I make this clear. Speaking from experience, I was dealing with someone I was dating in a relationship with. We talked about marriage. So boom, boom, and boom, check, check, and check. We did it all. and this motherfucker would say one thing on a Monday and a different thing on a Friday, backdoor 2 weeks later, and have a ring in front of my face. So men can be deceitful. Okay. They will pretend and say one thing and their actions will say another. And you can't, the thing about someone is you can't see what somebody's doing 24 hours of a day.
Yeah.
Okay. So they might be looking at you dead in your face, and you might be looking at them dead in their face, and you're putting your toothbrush in their holder. Okay. And you signing up for the guest parking every motherfucking night. But let me make sure you understand that you might have to work overtime on a Friday and he'll be fucking somebody else. And that's just how it goes. Men are deceitful, they're liars, and sometimes they don't even know what the fuck themselves want. They want you, but then they want Kimmy down the road as well sometimes. But they want you forever until they want Kimmy. So it's like it don't matter whether it's the relationship stage or the marriage stage or whatever. It's not about the stage. It's about the man.
Yeah, because like also too, like for instance, I'm a caregiver as well. One of my clients has been with her boyfriend for 20 plus years, waiting for this man to marry her. And I'm like, huh? Like, if you know that he might not marry you and you know he's possibly not your husband, and he's not making efforts because he's in his comfortable state, what are you doing there? And what are y'all doing? You know what I mean?
Well,
So
can I ask you a question? If they've been
go ahead,
together
Bree.
20 years, like what would marriage change, like far as their relationship dynamics?
I was about to get into that. Like a lot of times women want to level up in a title standpoint, but nothing changed in a lifestyle. So like in a sense of that, like sometimes a man can just have a conversation with about such oh, I'm the one because he's having this conversation with cool. I'm like, nah, shout it. This is just I'm for a second, this is what I would hope. But better get too, a lot of women don't know how to level up their access to themselves or give themselves to men. A lot of them just give them they all. And no offense to that, but to the wrong man, the man's like, shit, I don't need to marry you, girl. You done cook clean, you didn't do much shit. I'm good. Shout it. And then when you make it to a way of like, I'm leaving if you don't, then he got to make that decision. But women don't typically do that because you hadn't invested so much at that point.
Yeah. And
that's
to answer your question, Reeves, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship, so I don't know what difference it would make, to be honest with you. I think the difference that it will make in their situation is probably just the title change, right? But it stuff like that, as a woman hearing that, I've been with, this man has been with this woman for 20 years and just comfortable, whatever the case may be, that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, that's a scary thing to hear as a woman.
Did they have kids?
They actually,
They got one together?
no, they got pregnant and they lost the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got pregnant, lost the baby, and all that extra stuff. So it's like they've been through some like traumatic stuff together.
I would say this.
So,
I would say this though, that the level of appreciation should level up the more you two level up together. It shouldn't be maximum off the rip. Could you tell a guy your whole hand off the rip as a woman? Why you so appreciative of me? I ain't even do shit nothing to you, Charlotte. Like for me, when I was dating, getting all these women, I'm like, bro, y'all so damn. I ain't even do shit to y'all for y'all yet. I mean, like, you appreciate him now. You already now. I'm like, shit, I guess I need to stay. I'm gonna keep you where you at. No offense to them. It's just like, I don't need to level this up until I deem necessary. So a lot of times, unfortunately, say, I was telling somebody that earlier, I'm like, yo, the way that you, how the fuck I was saying it? It's like you want to give or show your appreciation like to a level that you're willing to give. And if someone was to walk away or somebody like who, it's healthy enough for you just to be keeping it moving. And that's just your level of how you treat somebody, how you appreciate somebody, how you like who. Like for instance, for me, like I just naturally would, if I'm dating a woman, I would naturally want to massage her. I would naturally want to go to a picnic. I naturally want to do shit because that's what I like to do. Even if she don't fuck with me after, like that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me because this is just my standard. So I feel a lot of times people don't have their own standard of what they're willing to give to a point that they give in too much. And they're like, yo, I feel like I'm moving too much with you.
I have a question for you, Brian, because you said that you used to live that life and just kind of waste people's time. What was that about? Why were you so comfortable with doing that? How come you didn't allow yourself to just, let these people know what it was? If you can answer. Or just anything.
It's just like, I don't really know. It's like when I talk to Kill about stuff like that, it's just, you understand that now once you grew up, but at the time, it just was something about us as men, we go through certain things, like we just think this is just the way of life, just to have multiple women. And this is all I looked up to growing up, because all my uncles and dad and all this, they got multiple women coming around. So I'm like, and they always like, oh, I mean, you got, all this, so it's like I'm being influenced to be this way or live this way. So like shit, I gotta try to get as many as I could, and just get them out the way. And then me and my partner, we used to have like competition, like, oh, you score like 3 this week, oh, I'm about to get 4 on you, stuff like that. So it just get real deep and stuff. But after you grow up and stuff, you're like, damn, I was living carelessly and just not taking nobody serious and playing with people emotions and heart and all kind of stuff like that. So
Okay.
I don't know what it really was, but it was just something to do when
Maturity.
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then Reeves, you raised your hand.
I'll give
Well,
you
I had 2 questions, but I'm gonna go on the first one. We was talking about the marriage, so I just wanted to ask, what do y'all feel about like the trend now for most prominent men is like they'll go through the whole like ceremony of having a wedding and what I'm saying, going through the prenuptial, what I'm saying, the vows and everything, but minus the contract. What are you guys? What's your take on that? Like he's willing to marry you, but just don't want to do it as far as the
Having the
American
state
legal
involved.
standards are.
For me, because that's been a conversation amongst me and Caleb for sure. And I definitely understand like that dynamic. And to me, I'm actually okay with that. It's just more so the only worries that I have as a woman is like, I don't know if you pass away and we have kids and your assets and stuff like that don't go exactly to like me and the kids type situation.
I would
Like
put it
I'm
all
thinking,
condoms.
well, no, I know.
That'd be easy.
You got wills and trusts and stuff for that,
That's
so.
Well, I'm just saying, like, those are the things, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking about stuff like that, like,
But if that's taken care
whatever.
of.
Yeah, I mean, if it's taken care of and everything is literally taken care of and all we're just excluding the
Yeah, you
state.
just be the first person on everything. Like if I'm at the hospital, you can set all that up like clearly. Well, I'm just
I was like, hold on, let me think.
Power of attorney, it's all kind of.
Yeah, okay, like I said, if everything is aligned and we're reading between the fine lines and everything's good or whatever, me personally, I'm okay with that. If we're just not including the state, the government in our business and stuff like that, because I don't agree with, because I've seen nasty divorces in my family, nasty divorces. And, people would not deserve some of the assets that they would, receive behind those divorces or whatever. And I never, ever want to screw anybody like that. All I want is what I entered in with and what, my half of what I built with you and whatever. If we have kids, my kids are taken care of. Like, that's really, it's just my family's taken care of. And that's just what it is on my end. So as long as, everything is good, I'm good. But anybody else, I don't know how anybody else wants to.
Yeah, I mean, you see
Answer
all that
that.
shit is covered, I don't play all that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashley or Caitlin, Taylor, whoever.
But okay, real quick though, before you guys answer, I will say this. Kayla's probably the only person I've trusted with like doing something like that with. If it was somebody else, I don't know if I would do that. They would have to very much prove themselves in that regard. So, but yeah.
I don't have a certainty is based upon my past too.
Yeah, I can see that. Makes sense. But go ahead, Ash.
If you got reservations, just don't marry me, bro. Don't waste my time. I'm gonna go somewhere else cause I'm gonna sign a dotted line, because just as much as you have the opportunities to be the next Bill Gates, I can be the next Bill Gates ex-wife type shit. I can be Oprah. I can be somebody myself. So I'm interested in making commitments, real fucking commitments in every fucking way with somebody that's real with me. If you're going in thinking, oh, well, if this shit don't work, then you're not the one for me, my guy. So I anybody that knows me knows that I'm true to my heart, true to my soul. If we don't work out, I'm gonna be so devastated. I don't want shit to remind me of you. Hell, you can have full custody because little Junior look just like your old ugly ass. I don't want to see him either. So like, I'm not going into a relationship or a marriage thinking like, oh, if this don't work out, I want everything this motherfucking got, even the lint in his pockets. Like, it's just not that on that for me. So if you're going in thinking like, oh, we don't need to be married in this way legally, and we don't need to be, then we don't need to be married. Holla at your boy. Hey, I'm finna go over here and holler at little peanut because he gonna sign to every dotted line he wanna sign because he want this pussy for life. And that's just how it go.
I feel like some men know what type of woman they need to do that stuff with. Like for me, I couldn't say I really with a woman that like, yo, even if it didn't work out, she would try to come for me. It doesn't make sense because they know my character. I will make sure you set regardless. But that's what I'm saying. I would think men kind of know when they're talking. I'm like, I need to have resistance. For me, this is just my standard. Like, what's mine is mine. But nevertheless, I just don't want the government in my business. And everything, learning in life, you can just do it all yourself. So I'm like, fuck it, just do it ourselves. So it makes it much more cleaner. Go ahead.
So the government gonna be in your motherfucking business regardless. They in this call. They on my motherfucking iPhone. They got the authority to tap in no matter what. Let's just be real about the shit. Yeah. So can we be real or can we be real?
Well, yeah, of course. It's just not to the extremes of that damn certificate. That's
they
all.
Can be in
I don't want them
any
to
of
get
your
money.
business.
Yeah, I get you. I just don't want them like when you're doing a divorce shit, they like you got the credit tied into each other, all this.
I can
all this foolish
definitely,
shit.
I will say this though, Ash, I do agree with you to a certain extent with that for sure. It's like, you know, we're gonna be doing all that, don't get married. But I think it's just, me and Caleb had private conversations. I'm not gonna, you know, bring all that stuff up. But I definitely understand like both sides. I definitely do. And I think the only reason why I'm so like, I guess, open to maneuvering in that regard is because I guess there's still healing on my end. There's still trust that I'm trying to gain. And I just want to make sure that I have that security blanket, not necessarily making sure I have that exit route, you know, like I have that exit route cracked open type situation. It's just more so I want to make sure that I'm secure. You know what I mean? Because last thing I need is that, you know, somebody's taking half of whatever the fuck I built, that I started, you know what I mean? So that's just me. And then, you know, I'm sure about Caleb, but I wouldn't do that to him. Like I wouldn't. I couldn't. Like I couldn't. It's just make sure the family's good and we're good.
I think people forget that, you know, a paper is cool and all, but unfortunately, a lot of marriage people don't deserve marriage a lot of times. Unfortunately, say they didn't go into some shit and they done made it real ugly and nasty for somebody else who probably was dreaming of it being beautiful, but now they on guard with it. And I feel social media has made people way more on guard on marriage, which is why so many people are not so fascinated into it. So it's like a lot of people get married, had a ceremony in debt, and then right after break up or just be miserable in life. Like, why would you even do that? You can just be married with somebody, but nevertheless, you need to pay for that.
And it does suck too for us women because, you know, us as little girls or whatever, we dream of this big ass, like, you know, extravagant wedding and the proposal and the big old white dress and all the bullshit, right? All the fairy tale bullshit. And then we get into adulthood and they're like, oh, wait, yeah, that might not happen, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we might have to go down to the courthouse and that's just what it is. So yeah, but Taylor, I am interested, Taylor and Caitlin, I am very interested to hear what you guys have to say. And hello, Caitlin, I did not say hi to you, honey.
Caitlin, Taylor.
Hey guys.
Hey y'all. And y'all done touched on a lot of juice. I would say personally for me with the whole contract thing, I would want that because first of all, my man was not making the money he was making until he met me. You know, like we built our lives together, you know, and it's not really like a coming for him type of thing. It's just like we've developed an understanding and a partnership with each other where it wasn't really something we thought we would have to talk about. You know, that would be something we would do the whole thing, you know, nothing really in the way of us maintaining that longevity, unless one or the other decided that was what they wanted to do. So I'm not really, I understand both sides completely. I have nothing wrong with comprehending, understanding here now and understanding the other side of being okay with not having that. Because it does vary, you know, certain people go through things, certain people develop themselves to a certain extent where they want, you know, themselves to be protected or just have whatever they have and maintain that. So I respect that as well. But personally, for me, it would just be go through with it and not let anything kind of stand in the way. Yeah, that's all I really have to say, honestly. Everybody else, I kind of agree with everyone was saying, like, just great gems.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, how about yourself, my love? What's going on?
I mean, I don't really have too much to say because I've just been really listening, but from listening, I can see both sides and I understand like what y'all are saying and having the contract and not. So that's all
Now,
I really have to say for right now.
real quick, have you ever heard about this? Like, has this been a conversation before? Like the
Not
contract
really.
and stuff like that?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so this is kind of like very new. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that.
Honestly, for me too. I mean, I've heard, even though like Tay said, same as a prenup, I've kind of heard of a prenup too, but it's never really something I've ever considered unless I just honestly should not be marrying that person when you really think about it, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
I've just not thought about it. That's just kind of where I am right now in my life.
Okay.
I just thought about it. At least that. So.
I kind of wanted to go back on what Brian said earlier about men in that wild and out stage not giving a fuck. I don't know, for me, when I was in that mode and not giving a fuck about a woman, anything like that, it was more so I'm just seeing the difference in women. And I felt I owe myself to see the difference in women. I felt for me, that's what kind of fueled my wild and out stage. Like, damn, this woman's different, all this and like that. And I'm just in the flow of that with no commitment or nothing. Because I feel men, we automatically know when commitment is involved, we gotta be a different type of man. We gotta elevate, or we gotta change ways that we may have grown comfortable with. I don't know. How you feel about that, Outlaw? Or go ahead, Reese.
I feel like Reason been waiting
Go
to
ahead,
talk,
Reese.
so has Ashley too.
Go ahead, Reese.
Oh shit, Outlaw, you there?
No.
You go ahead, bro. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say for me, shit, my wild and out stage, honestly, it was because I didn't know myself, you know what I'm saying? I was under the pressure of the world. I was under the pressure of what I thought, you know what I'm saying, people thought of me, you know what I'm saying? So I was lying to myself and I was lying to the women that I was with, you know what I'm saying? Because in all actuality, it was me fighting that urge. I guess all men at some certain point, like we try to have a certain control over things, or we feel like we have a certain control over things. You know what I'm saying? And until you truly know yourself and what it is that you want out of life and what you want from a partner, you know what I'm saying? I think that everybody's going to be susceptible to doing things that they, I guess, might not necessarily be proud of, or you know what I'm saying, might regret, because I would say it's some good people that I let down or let go, you know what I'm saying, along the way. That if I was mature enough, or you know what I'm saying, if I understood the true responsibility of being in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, a partnership, then you know what I'm saying, I would have been honest up front. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have knew myself and I would have been able to clearly communicate what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, until we develop that, well, most of us, if we get to that stage where we develop that, where we have the confidence in ourselves to just be honest with our partner, you know what I'm saying? Uh, because at a certain point, like instead of just being honest and saying what it is that you want, we try to manipulate and get it in a different ways. You know what I'm saying? Or from multiple people instead of just communicating with that one person.
I think the biggest thing is you said, I mean, we be navigating, unfortunately, and sometimes that navigation costs somebody feelings and emotions. I think, man, we have to, we learn throughout the path. We're like, damn, you know, women are delicate creatures. Are damn, we shouldn't probably be moving that way, because we probably got some repercussion from a woman, from the emotions, the feelings flaring up. But like, oh, motherfucker, you told me this. And we like, damn, you know, I guess we can't do that. But what about you, Outlaw? How about you going through that stage, bro?
I think Tay hit it on the head. Just the journey of becoming a man, you know, and you know, the man. I feel like a man just always tells the truth, no matter the consequences, you know. And I feel like we all, as a man, we all go through that phase where we're still boys, in a sense where we feel like, oh, if we lie, we gotta lie so we don't get in trouble from the teacher, so we don't get in trouble from our mama or our daddy. Like we're little boys, you know. We're on that journey of becoming a man where we don't gotta lie to nobody. Like, I'm not lying to you about nothing. You know, this is what it is. You may not like it, but at least I told you the truth.
and gave you the opportunity to decide and choose if you want to continue to still be in my life. And just from experience, you realize that women will respect you more if you just tell them the truth versus you selling them this fake ass dream. And then behind the scenes, you doing all of this extracurricular activities. And then they find out about it. And it's like, okay, like you a liar, you a poser, you a fake, like you this, you that, you know. But if you let them know from the beginning what it is, it's like, okay, damn, like, yeah, I'm kind of mad. Like they may have thought that they could change their mind or whatever. But at the end of the day, they can't really be mad at you because you told them the truth. Like you told them and they just made the decision. So like at the end of the day, that was their decision. So yeah, I just think it's just the journey of a man of just finding that point of finding yourself and finding that confidence of just telling the truth.
And I feel like when a man gets to that point, it shows like he's not to say done navigating, but his navigation has gone to a new chapter. There's a lot of men I've talked to them like, bro, why haven't you told her? Why you not go like, what's going on with that? Oh, I mean, I don't want to go. I'm like, bro, are you a fucking kid? Kids are scared of consequence. Nigga, you grown ass man. Ain't you grown? Like, you didn't tell her what's up. Give it a choice.
But also too, there's men that'll tell part of the truth. Like there's a lot of men that'll do that.
I agree.
There's a lot of men that'll do that. They'll sit there and
I'll say that. I'll agree to that. You know, a well-placed truth is definitely better than any lie.
That's something is
yeah,
better
but
than
some like, cause I know that there's been.
If a man's giving you something and you still criticize him for that, then he's just like,
it's not even criticizing. It's just, I guess it's more so, and I guess I'm taking this personal at this point because I'm a real motherfucker. You can talk to me. Don't sit there and sugarcoat no bullshit and be like, oh, well, yeah, I was out with my homeboys, but you was out with Becky doing X, Y, and Z. I don't like that.
You said
like
omission.
Who?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to a court of law and you omit to tell all of the truth, that's considered lying as well. Just because you told me a part of the truth, don't mean you told me the truth.
Yeah.
Tell me the fucking truth or shut the fuck up. It's
Yeah.
just one or the other. It's black or white. It's real black or white. It's easy.
And then it's like, it's like, oh, well, I don't owe her all that. Well, then you don't need to be dating her. Because the thing is that, like, Ty, I get what you're saying. Like, I told her whatever. And if she decided to make the decision, that's on her. It's not on me. But there's been plenty of men that will sit there and only tell part of the truth. And then they'll be like, oh, that's on her. That's not on me. And it's like, wait a minute. No, that's on you, baby.
So when does he owe you the full truth then? It should be off the rip, right? But let's say if you
Truth is truth, lying is lying. Like, okay, that's like me telling you, oh yeah, I got a family. Hell yeah, we all got family. That's a little different than I got 6 kids. How you doing? That's a little different. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
No.
Stop, y'all. Stop with the bullshit. Omission is lying.
Yeah.
No, I get you. I was just asking that regard because I mean, let's say a woman is demanding truth, and I get all that too. Even more so, let's say if you demand truth too early, or you demand the full truth too early, it's like that man might be in a headspace. I don't owe you everything yet. But even more so, let's say he give you the full truth. Is that a better foundation to have? That's the foundation.
Okay. Let me put it this way, yo.
Hold on.
If I'm talking to a woman, and let's say we're on a date, right? And at the point of the date, we're getting to know if we're talking to other people and shit, and she's like, oh, like, what are you looking for in a relationship wise? Are you talking to anybody or whatever? And I'm like, no, I'm not talking to nobody, but I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not really talking to anybody. Yeah, I've been on a couple of dates, whoop, but I'm not talking to anybody. So if I omit that I fucked Keisha last week and went on a date with Tammy the week before, and then she finds out that I went out with these girls, before we started getting together, is that lying? I told her the truth. I'm not looking for a relationship. So why does it matter that I didn't tell you the exact specifics of who I was fucking? Like, just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
You just say you out here doing your thing. You're not looking for nothing serious.
Exactly.
That's what you say. You don't say,
exactly.
You don't sugarcoat the shit. You just say, hey, I'm doing me. anybody out here in 2022 knows what I'm doing me means. That means I'm fucking.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
exactly. That's what I was saying. I was just wondering if, like, damn, you want the particulars? Like, yeah, I'm doing me. Yeah, I slept with an old girl last week. You know what I'm saying?
She
I just want
sucked
you to
my
know.
dick. She licked my balls. No, none of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
ain't
Like,
gotta do all
I'm
that.
not-
all
I
the
ain't gonna lie,
details. You want the
If you want to know, I'll
backstory?
give
Like,
it to
damn.
you.
But like, for
You want
instance,
all the truth, the whole truth. So help me God.
Just let me know you doing you. When you say you doing you, I already know somebody is doing their thing.
Hey, that shit funny. I'm a raw nigga. I've done that shit on the day, so-called date. And then you're like, what you about to do after this? I'm about to go to this store to get some shit for Zena at the time. She got back and she's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I was
but
giving her
then,
detail.
like,
Like,
also too, during that time was a very.
I'm a raw nigga. She's
Okay,
like,
but for instance, like, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
Because I'm about to bring something else up. I get that you told her the truth, but then it's like one of those things, right? I remember one time I was hanging out with Caleb, and I'm not even trying to call Caleb out and like throw him under the bus, but it's like one time I was hanging out with Caleb, and he was like, "Oh, well, I just kind of want you to just chill and go home, do your thing and do your thing." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I'm sitting there cleaning up, doing what I have to do, whatever the case may be. And then like the next day or so, I come to find out, a girl came over that night that I left, and it's just like, you could have told me that, because here I am thinking to myself that it's just you just having the time to yourself and just chilling or whatever. I just want to know, because I want to know where to place you. I want to know how to maneuver with you. I'm just saying, like.
Thank you for saying that, because that was a part of the conference. That was a part of
2020, actually.
That was a part of the situation the other week ago when I said, "Hey, tell me the truth so I know where to place your ass, because if you're in a hole, I'm gonna put you on the hole list." And everybody wanted to, oh no, all that dumbass shit everybody wanted to do the week ago. But it's true. If you want to fuck me, then I'm gonna put you on the fuck me list. Now, if you wanna court me and do some real shit, and you want to do some longevity shit, then I'm gonna put you over here.
I ain't got a lot to type.
Ashley, you a real nigga, ain't you?
Hello.
But it's the truth. Like, but that's the truth. That's some real shit.
I'm saying because you saying that, but most women they can say that, but shit, feelings start changing, and it started off as friends or whatever. Now is, well, I want to keep the baby, or what are we? You know what I'm saying?
And don't get it, like, I will say this, Reeves. You're right. Those emotions and everything like that. Don't get me wrong. When I found out about another girl coming over,
nobody likes the whole list.
I was boo-hooing a little bit. I was hurt a little bit. My heart caved in just a tad. Because I can say that, but then also on the flip side, I was like, you know what? I know what it is amongst us, but don't sit there and not.
So I mean, so what I'm saying, I don't like asking questions I don't want to know the answer to anyway. But this is the thing, right? So would you rather him send you like a notification, like, "Hey, someone's coming over. I just thought I would let you know," or like, what? I mean, how do you?
If I'm asking what you're doing tonight
I see what you're saying.
and this evening, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm just chilling," and then old girl comes up and cuddles up next to you, and little strands of hair are left behind of her weave and shit, I'm not okay.
He was chilling though. He was chilling with somebody else though.
Gotcha. During that time of my life, I was definitely navigating, but I was definitely in a place of I don't owe nobody nothing. I was just moving. I just got a relationship. I'm not telling nobody everything and something like that. And that's just what it was on. And then when that came about, I was in a mode too. Like, bro, if I lose somebody, I'm doing my thing. I'm navigating. For me, it was a dangerous game. It was a game to play. Fuck it. I was in that mode. Not killing about everything. And when you find out. If you would have left him, I respect it. Us understand you moving like how we together, but we not. But nevertheless, too, I get where you coming from. I should have told you, but I felt I didn't need to tell you because we're not.
See, that's not taking accountability. The way how you
that's
said that.
That's real, but
I don't like that.
That's what I was saying. That's okay by myself.
No.
Okay. So that's what I was.
That's real though. But on a different, because we was talking about like past and present and stuff like that. I guess like when you meet somebody. So would you say that, I guess, like women care more about the future than they really do the past, as far as men is concerned, and men care more about the past than they do a woman, because they see themselves as their future. You know what I'm saying? So we can see something from like 10 years ago. We're like, oh hell no, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know what I'm saying? Woman like, well, that's
Honestly,
not.
honestly, I think the funniest thing with dating somebody and y'all go to that relationship status, anything y'all did dating, she gonna be bringing it up, trying to figure out clues. Like you looking at her like, why do you want to, like, that doesn't matter to me. Like, why do I need to tell you all the details? Like, who? Like, I don't need to. But you need to tell her everything so it can clog up all those holes and stuff like that for what you done, so she can move forward with you versus you
ahead,
moving forward by yourself, apparently. So that's just, I find that very funny. But go ahead, Ashley.
So for me, it's the what the fuck are you doing right now? I don't give a fuck about what you was doing when I met your ass when I was talking to Kim, goddamn Slim. Okay, because don't get it twisted. You pretty, but I'm prettier. So let's get this shit real. We talk to who we talk to. We talk to who we talk to. But I care about what you're doing right now. So if I leave you tonight, and my question is, what are you doing tonight? And the answer is Giselle. The answer needs to be Giselle. It don't. Oh, I'm chilling. I'm gonna brush my teeth. I think I'm gonna floss a little bit. Watch Bernie Mac. No, nigga. You gonna fuck Giselle in the ass, then you need to tell me that. Because then I'm gonna call up Kyle and do what I need to do with Kyle after he finished coaching that football game. Because I know you're not serious. You're not a nigga that's on my serious list. You're a nigga on my whole list. Period.
Why you couldn't come over with Giselle though?
Got you. My thing with that, if we're gonna be on that time type of era, I definitely don't. I'm like, yo, you do and date whatever fuck you want to do. What you got to do. You're not tied to me. She's just naturally a loyal woman. That's who she is. Did I take advantage of that? Never, ever, ever. That's who she is. So during that time, what the fuck you talking about? Be honest. I'm telling you what it is.
Be honest and be true. If you finna fuck Giselle in the ass, fuck Giselle. Do it. That's great.
Well, the crazy thing is, I didn't do nothing with that damn girl. I didn't do nothing with that girl.
He didn't do nothing with that girl, but it was just the fact of the matter is, what are you doing tonight, Caleb? What's going on?
I'm chilling. And she came up chilling.
Well, if y'all not fucking, what y'all hanging out for?
My boy literally was just chilling though. He chilled.
If y'all do, like, if you're not doing anything or whatever, how come you couldn't just fix your lips to tell me?
Because I don't have during that time, I didn't have to tell you shit because I didn't have no.
But we had a real.
Yeah, we had.
So if I don't, if I don't mean shit,
because I was real.
She was giving girlfriend off the rip, and I
no. Hold on. If I don't mean shit and I am not shit, then what the fuck is not the realness for? If I'm not shit to you, why can we not disclose the shit? You ain't shit, bitch.
Hey, got
you.
Got you. From day one, Zena, what have I told you?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, now you got it.
Nah, because she's asking you.
From day one, what have I said?
What's the fear? What is your fear? Is what the question should be, young man.
What is my who wants some Coach Carter shit? My deepest fear is that I'm inadequate.
Okay, stop recording.
You want to get it?
It's Treasure Chest After Dark. Stop
recording. I know the quote.
We're done.
I know what it is.
Treasure Chest After Dark is starting now at this point.
All right, y'all. We're going to have to.
Because at this point, it's getting real ridiculous.